Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the replay. If you are catching this on replay, let me know by dropping the word replay in the comments. Welcome to another edition of Mondays with Mo. At the time of this broadcast, today is August 17th. And yeah, it's Monday. We are here. We have made it to another Monday. 5, 6 months or so of being in self isolation due to the pandemic, but we're still here and we are grateful for that. So, if this is your first time connecting, engaging with the Confetti Collective, allow me to introduce us. So, the Confetti Collective is a digital lifestyle platform that inspires your audacity. And when I mean you, the woman that is watching this, we provide the information, tips, tools, and resources to help you create your big, beautiful life. I am Mo James, the founder of the Confetti Collective. I am a certified confidence coach, and Mondays with Mo really is my opportunity just to pop in and chit chat with the women in our community about stuff and things. We have those kitchen table conversations that we used to have when we could get together and hang out. We have those conversations virtually and talk about the topics that we need, that we can use to help us along this journey. And tonight's conversation is about the three lenses that every confident woman needs in order to create that big, beautiful life. And this conversation was inspired by a quote that just popped in my mind the other day recently about that's attributed to Socrates. Back in the day when I was way younger, I took a philosophy class and I remember reading about all of these philosophers, and Socrates, I kind of connected with Socrates and what I read about him, and there's a quote that's attributed to him that I still remember 15 years later. And the quote says, "The unexamined life is not worth living." And just sitting around today and kind of thinking about everything that's going on in my life and how I'm adapting and trying to move forward and create, still kind of navigate this time that we're in and create the life that I want to have. It just inspired this conversation that I want to have with you. So, taking a page from that quote, "The unexamined life is not worth living," I want to make sure that those of us that are on our confidence journeys and we are improving our lives and we are growing and we are changing and we are evolving and doing all of these great things and leveling up, right? Part of that process requires us to make sure that we are using the proper tools to examine our lives, right? It's one thing just to say, you know what, I'm paying attention to what's going on here and there and everywhere, but we want to make sure that in order to gain that proper perspective, we have the proper equipment. So when we're talking about these three lenses, I want you to imagine that you have three instruments that are commonly used for examining things and seeing things on different levels. And those are the three lenses that I want to offer you to start applying or using this perspective of these three lenses to start applying them to your life and figuring out how you can grow and improve and evolve into the next higher version of your confident self. So, the first lens or the first type of instrument that I want you to add to your life evaluation toolbox is a telescope. What do we use telescopes for? We use telescopes to see very far distances, right? You remember being in science class, in astronomy class, and using the telescope to see the stars and to see the constellations and the planets and all of those things. So think about how the telescope lens will allow you to see and imagine your future vision. What is the vision that you have for your life in 3 years, in 5 years, in 6 months? What is the vision that you are holding for yourself and for your life? Use your telescope lens to help you see that and envision that. The next instrument, the next lens that I want you to use and apply to examine your life is the wide angle lens. So think about when you want to take a panoramic photograph, right? You have to switch to the wide angle lens, or at least switch to the panoramic setting on your phone when you want to take that wide photo. And I want you to use this lens to look at or to examine the people, places, and things that are around you, and make sure that all of those things support the future vision that you see through your telescope. So your telescope is first. Second lens is the wide angle, because what's the point of having the vision and of holding the vision if the things that you interact with on a daily basis, or the things that surround you on a regular basis, don't support that? What is the point of having a vision for your life if the people around you don't support that vision? What is the point of believing bigger for yourself if the places you go to or the things that you engage with don't support you in achieving that? So make sure that that wide angle lens allows you to see and determine if your environment and everything that's in your environment supports your future vision. And then the third lens that I want you to use when you are examining your life is a microscope. And just like we did in science class, where you would take the cells or take the small substances and put them on the glass and look at them under the microscope, I want you to use the microscope lens to examine the daily actions that you are taking. What are the small decisions that you are making every day? And do those decisions, do those small actions, do those small thoughts, do those mini conversations, do they support, again, the higher vision? So those three lenses, when you put them all together, the telescope that allows you to see your future vision, the wide angle lens that allows you to see your surroundings, and the microscope that allows you to see the small daily actions that you're taking. When you put those three together, it gives you a 360-degree view of your life. And you can then evaluate more clearly and make sure that everything that you are doing and everything that you are engaging in and everything that you're participating in and every conversation that you're having, they all are working to support the vision that you have for your life. The key is to make sure you know and make sure that you are flexible enough to zoom in, zoom out, to shift left, to shift right, to adapt the lens when it's necessary, to make sure that the vision that you have, everything is supporting that for you. Because again, you can't have the big, beautiful life that you want if everything that's surrounding you isn't working for that, isn't working to support that, or working to create that vision. So I want you to take those three lenses. Imagine those three instruments: your telescope, your wide angle lens, and your microscope, and take a look through all three and make sure that what you see when you're looking through all three looks like what you want. And if it doesn't, then you now know what areas you need to focus on and what areas you need to adjust to make sure that you are doing everything in your power to create the big, beautiful life that you know you are supposed to have. So I would love to hear your comments. Drop your takeaways, your nuggets, the things that you heard or that spoke to your spirit. Drop them in the comments. Let me know what they are. You have no idea how your takeaway could be helping another woman that is also moving through this confidence building process. So I thank you so very much for tuning in. If you are not already connected with us, I encourage you to do so. We have these conversations. I have these conversations every Monday on Mondays with Mo, but I also encourage you to engage with our content across all of our social platforms, our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope. These are the conversations that we have. Everything that we do is about supporting you in creating that life that you want, and supporting you to show up in your audacity and to be bold and to be large and to be unapologetic about the life that you want to have. So I thank you so much for tuning in, and I will catch you in my next broadcast.